Hey guys, welcome back to a new episode of Overcoming. I'm your host Karen Asmiu, and today we have a very interesting story. Now, let me ask you, do you know what overcoming is all about? Basically, overcoming is a safe space where we talk about the untold story. We talk about people's journey. We talk about challenges. We talk about people, business, entrepreneurship, career, sports, everything, and everything is included in overcoming. And you can tell your story, and it's a safe space. Nobody will judge you. Now, with that being said, how many of you are currently in a career that they wanted to be in when they were young? A career that you wanted to be when you were, say, in the second grade, nursery school, before the age of kindergarten. How many of you are still doing what they wanted to do at that very young age, yeah? Most of you wanted to be doctors, and now you are, who are you now? Maybe you're a businessman, and maybe some of you wanted to be engineers, some wanted to be pilots, but in the course of your career, something happened and you changed, you digress, and you're something else apart from what you wanted. Do you still love what you wanted to do? Are you in the career that you're in right now because of, money, survival, or you're there because you grew to love what you want, you grew to change what you love, and you're doing what you actually love, not what you just wanted because of the fancy name, an architect, an astronaut. How many of you are astronauts out there? Okay, now in today's episode, I'm here with Dennis Wambua. Dennis, unlike you, he's pursuing what he wanted to do when he was very young. He's a lawyer. He's going to tell us what kind of a lawyer, what he specializes in law, and he's going to talk about his journey to be at to this point where he is right now. Okay, Karibu Dennis.
Thanks for having me, Karen.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yes.
What is the name of this, the kind of law you're specializing in? You what is commercial something?
Well, first of all, my name is Dennis Wambua. I'm an advocate of the High Court of Kenya. I got admitted to the bar on the 29th of November 2018. And since then, I have pursued commercial litigation. Litigation essentially is a flamboyant name for dispute resolution. The people that you see go to court every day, you have your client has a dispute with someone else, and you take your client's case before the judge or the magistrate or the Kadhi's court or any other court that is established in our laws of this country, and you plead your case there. So that is what I do each and every day since the date of my admission, and I do that where especially we talk about commercial law. So
when you throw in commercial, yes, does it imply that your clients are basically, say, companies? What kind?
Thanks for asking that. The companies or the clients I have dealt with mostly ever since I was admitted, and for the various law firms that I have worked with, we have mostly been working with banks or banking institutions, corporates, SMEs, the likes of microfinance banking institutions,
yes,
SACCOs and the likes. So mostly we take their side against the other side. It is not a bad thing. It is just that
it's work.
It's work, and I prefer that because I am someone that prefers structure over chaos.
Yeah, true.
So that if I have a client who's telling me that they had a contract with someone else, I can see the contract already.
Is that the reason why you chose to pursue being a lawyer? Because you love structure over chaos? Is that something that inspired you to go in this line of career?
In a way, yes, but not completely so, because the reason I really wanted to become a lawyer, and this is where I talk about the importance of teachers.
Oh, okay.
As you know them, teachers at this moment are not the most celebrated of people. But when I was growing up and I went to a village school first of all.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm allowed to mention it on air.
Don't.
Yes. So I went to a village school.
Okay.
Yes, and I was a very outgoing student. I was very all over there. And there's a teacher of mine in class 4 And I really thank her today. She's the one who asked me, what do you want to become when you grow up? Like every other kid. I used to say doctor. Tomorrow I would say architect.
You weren't particularly sure.
I was not.
I mean, you're just following the names because they're there.
Yes. In fact, there's another time I said a chef.
Oh, okay.
But, you know, and we said what we knew at that time. And remember, I grew up in the village, so I did not quite have the exposure of what all these things were
Yes,
about.
know what the whole career thing entails.
Absolutely. So I met this teacher of mine who tells me, she used to call me Mjuaji. You know, I was quite out there, and it was quite interesting. So she tells me, have you ever dreamt of ever being a lawyer? And I ask her, who is a lawyer? I had no idea what that was. We had no lawyer where I come from.
No one.
You know, I come from a Machakos County at a place called Kaviani. In the most immediate of the demarcation, say location, division, sub-county.
Oh, the deep inside,
Yes,
the interiors.
Absolutely, yeah, the far-flung areas.
Okay.
I had not known who a lawyer. I had never come across one. So I was wondering, and she told me, according to what she knew at the time, that a lawyer is a respected person. They speak good English, they earn good money, and they go to court. So that is the extent of what the lawyer to her was.
Yes.
And because she was extremely influential to me, I thought, wow, I could trust her enough to really...
I can.
Yes.
This is something I can actually pursue.
Absolutely. And she told me that lawyers were respected people. And
you wanted to be respected.
Absolutely. And I had been a prefect all the way from nursery school.
Oh, yeah.
So I'd known what the concept of being respected was about. And I wanted that.
Oh, so at that point you were at class 4?
Yes.
And since then to date, what kept you from digressing from career to career? How did you just keep in one line of career? How did you follow your dream of being a lawyer from that age to this point?
It's interesting. First of all, yes, I kept the word of my teacher in my heart.
Yeah.
But I was not very consistent as you'd imagine, because I'm a lawyer today, that I stayed on course. There are times... first of all, I used to love school because I used to be smart, right?
Oh, okay.
And I'll be number one.
Those guys who stay in front and answers all questions.
Yes. So the reason I used to go to school is because I was competitive in nature, and I wanted to be number one all the time.
Yes.
So at some point, I lost my teacher's word, and all along I was like, let me keep going back to school, because after all, very few people beat me.
Yeah, true.
So I sidetracked at some point, of course, because adolescence came in.
Yeah.
I became the rude kid. I would sneak out of
Puberty.
school. Yeah,
know.
It was a very challenging time. Then that marked the end of primary school. I went to high school.
But the dream stood.
The dream was still there. The consistency was a little wavering. But at some point, I kind of felt that there was nothing else I could become. My teacher saw it.
Yeah.
Then the digression kind of ended at Form 2, when I had now to choose my subjects, going into Form 3.
Yeah.
And I remembered I had a discussion with myself. And I asked myself, the choice that you're going to make today will really determine what you're going to become tomorrow.
Yeah.
And remember, you want to become a lawyer. And then there's the other thing, my father. My father, we usually did a lot of comparison, or just sort of an analysis of my progression in school. So today, say I had a B, tomorrow I had a C+, and he would be asking me, haven't you done worse today? Do you still remember that you want to become a lawyer?
Yeah.
Because I told my father what I wanted to become.
Yes. Now he made sure I stay on course.
He really tried to help me a lot. And then when I was now going to Form 3, I remembered what I wanted to become. And quickly I picked myself up. I remembered the people that believed in me. And then I picked it up, and today, of course, finished Form 4, went to campus, never missed a class.
How was your journey? Tell us about your journey. You know, when I was talking to you, you told me you got a lot of support.
Correct.
From primary school all the way to Kenya School of Law.
Yes.
How was it? How was the journey? What made people give you the support that you received?
First of all, my dream coming true today to become an advocate is a contribution of very many people. Some that we are related and by blood and other relations, and some that I met across the journey and as I went on. So the first sort of help that came to me was that when I go to campus, I had a slight problem with fees.
Okay.
And that is the time that I realized that networking was important.
Very important.
Right? And, I became friends with a few people there, and I would tell them my problem. And, they could see that I was smart in class. I never lost that, and that
Did they need to see your papers, the way you've been performing to date,
Luckily
to support you?
Luckily, well, in part, yes, and in part, no. Because most of those people that I reached out were from within the school. Some of them were university employees, like, say, the vice chancellor.
Oh, yeah.
He was my friend.
Okay.
So, and then I had let myself out there.
Yeah.
I thank God that I am quite.
You said you love to read.
Yes, absolutely. So I also sang a lot. I sang in the choir, and I was a student leader in our law school. We had something we called the Kabarak University Law Students Association as part of the outreach programs. So I was out there still.
Being out there and then you just disappear because of lack of fees.
Correct.
That would send a wrong message to the whole institution.
Absolutely, and I'd really done well at that point, and all I needed was help with one semester.
Yes.
So really, turning me away would have been preposterous.
Yeah,
I
true.
think. So I was helped, and I graduated in 2015.
What about the Kenya School of Law?
So 2015 is Kabarak. It's done.
Yeah, that's your degree.
Yes, that is my degree. So I did not go to Kenya School of Law immediately. I decided to take up an internship in Nakuru. As you know, Kabarak University is in Nakuru. So I took up an internship at a law firm there for 6 months. Then a friend of mine called me to join them in Nairobi.
Oh, okay.
Right? That's how I came to Nairobi for the first time. I had been a village kid, some bit of Mombasa, but then mostly a village, and then Nakuru. So I came to Nairobi and started working for that friend of mine who had a law firm, and we worked together in sort of a collaborative setting, and he promised to pay my Kenya School of Law fees.
See, it's very good to be out there.
Yeah, it is.
Now to the most burning questions. I'm sure all our viewers are asking this behind the scene. Lawyers, the big perception about you guys that you're liars.
Correct.
How do you come around these allegations? What can you tell us about this? Are you a liar, first of all?
I do not believe I am, and I would like to try the best of my ability to explain this, and not in a way to defend lawyers.
Okay.
We have had a fair share of lawyers that have misbehaved, but the great and the vast majority of them are good people.
Okay.
I would answer this by saying that whatever we construe as the truth or a lie is based on perception.
Okay.
I'll give you an example of a lady that was acquitted by the courts just recently. Not really acquitted, but imprisoned for 1 day. So she had killed her husband during a squabble. The husband used to drink a lot and had been subjecting her to a lot of gender-based violence. This man used to batter her all the time. He come home, has not left money for food, and so on and so forth. And, this man was so daring that you'd still beat this woman, even when this woman was taking care of kids from a previous marriage of this man. And this former wife had already died, and this woman was not quite clear in her mind what killed that woman.
Yes.
But because of love, she was there. So this night, the man comes home and beats her, and she manages to run away. But this man pursues her.
Okay.
But then out of the fit of temper and
yes.
anger...
can I say self-defense as well?
Yeah, absolutely. This woman takes a panga and really slashes this man, and he dies. She tries to take her to the hospital. She realizes he's dead.
Oh, now I'm getting where you're going. Now, what we are perceiving as the people, we just say the woman killing the husband.
Correct.
We don't know what led to this.
So if you see a lawyer running to the corner of the woman to defend her in court, you'd be saying that this lawyer defends a murderer, and he's therefore lying that this woman did not kill this woman.
Yes.
Or this woman did not kill this, this woman killed this man, and should therefore not be defended.
Yeah, true.
And if we say that he was not killed by this woman, it's a lie. This lawyer is lying.
Yeah.
So
now, you as a lawyer, how do you go around that? Not to be,
Correct.
I want you to be my lawyer, but you represented someone whom I perceive as to be a murderer. How do you go around that to make sure, I trust you as your client?
The most important thing as a lawyer is to remain consistent.
Okay.
If you tell your client that I will do this, stay on course and do it. if you truly believe your client is innocent, you must have that conviction based on the facts that you have as a person. You know, like for example, that story. As a lawyer, before I take up that case,
Yes.
I would want to appreciate the history of these people. How have they lived together? That is not something that people know out there.
Yeah.
The fact that she has lived with a violent man.
Yes.
You know, and part of the reason that I was happy that day is that she was acquitted on International World Women's Day. But to answer your question is, for you to trust me, I must demonstrate my capability and my capacity as your lawyer to keep my word and to remain loyal to you as my client.
And to keep privilege.
Not to be compromised.
Now, as we wind up, can you tell us your long-term goals as a lawyer? Yes. What do you want to do? What's next in law career?
Yes. Thank you very much for that question. Sometimes we never quite figure it out. Sometimes things find you. But if anything, or if everything really remains as planned right now, I would like to sit on the bench as either a judge or a magistrate. I have a great conviction for justice. I have always believed in helping people, and, because from my journey as being a prefect all the way to being a class representative at Kenya School of Law. Yes. I have always believed that in our little ways, in our little strengths, in our little avenues that life gives to us, we can use that to positively to
create a change. Absolutely. On a positive way. What was the name of your primary school again?
Let me take my breath and tell it to you because I'm very proud of that school. Yes. My school is Nzaikoni Primary School in Machakos County. It is a school I am extremely proud of because that is where the teacher that taught me what I could become, or at least what I could become.
They build you. They build the foundation of who Dennis is right now.
Yes, and that's a school that I hold so dear to my heart. We went there barefoot.
Wow.
And whenever I go back home and I see kids go to school barefoot, to the same school, I feel inspired that I could come from such a school.
Yes. Now, talk to guys from
Nzaikoni
Primary School. Talk to them. Tell them that they can actually pursue their career and stay on course to the very last minute.
I want to remind them that nothing is impossible. And by the grace of God, again, these things are possible. If you have something in your heart that God has put there and consistently, it reminds you that I want to be somewhere when I grow up. Whatever career you want to be, by the way. They can be a teacher. There are teachers that have changed other people's lives. Whatever dream that you want to pursue, remain consistent. Stay around people that build your career. Talk to people that you think can help you. Talk to people that, remind you every other time that despite the challenges, you can overcome and be the best person that you can be in life.
And they can also seek help.
That is where you're going. Absolutely. Or you can seek help sometimes, as I have stated here. This adolescence was really taking a great toll on me, but I got help from teachers also. And my parents. My father was very instrumental.
Yeah.
Remain close to your parents as much as you can if it's possible. Speak to responsible adults that you trust.
Yes.
And it's just a matter of time before you hit the star and live your dream.
Yes. Now, Dennis, maybe people would want to reach out to you. They would want to talk to you. How can they get to you? Do you have social media handles or something?
Yes, I do. I'm available on Twitter at Dennis N. Dennis _Chalo KYALO 1. That is Twitter. I am a Twitter person. You'll get me there anytime. Yes.
Facebook and Instagram?
Yes, I am on Facebook at Dennis Chalo Wambua. Yeah, the entire name, the entire government name. Equally, I'm on Instagram at the same names, Dennis Chalo Wambua.
Okay, now Dennis, come on. Talk to that lady, that small gentleman, that young man in Nzaikoni.
Yes.
Talk to him.
Olawe Nzaikoni ombethuke cio monde nendango lilikania kana kila kendo ukwesilia utona kwithiwa katika maisha maku ni possible nikitoneka na ndukaicie circumstances yaku monde wacia kana kiitoneka sisi andu ala tumete okuuta takwa na andu angi na even within that locality ni unda kukulilikania kana nevatoneka that your dreams are valid, just like Lupita Nyong'o said.
Yes.
Thank you very
Translation, amesema kindly just subscribe.
I agree.
Now, that's what we're taking home. Seek help, talk out, speak up. and you might just get what you want. Now, guys, that's it for us today as we end up. Remember to subscribe to Overcoming, and if you have a story you'd want us to share, you would want to narrate to us, you'd want it featured, please don't shy away. Just send us an email on the email address below, and we're going to talk to you. Until next time, ciao. Please remember to subscribe.